Welcome again to another episode of Talk Culture. Today we're going to be talking about Batman 2021, otherwise known as The Batman.
The
Batman.
Batman.
Pretty darn close to my assumption of what it sounded like.
Yeah, that's about right.
So yes, like I said, we're talking about The Batman coming out June 25th, 2021. Unless it gets delayed, I know that they're still kind of doing some things. As of today, they've done a 2-week stoppage of work. We're not going to talk about all that stuff today, but we're going to go over who's in the cast, who's been confirmed, their roles, a couple of things that we love, some things that they've released.
And whatever the movie's even about.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some information out there. There's a little bit, but they're really trying to keep it under wraps because it's going to be a completely different film in the Batman universe that they're, I guess, trying to build that's separate at this point. So we're going to go over all those things and maybe a little bit of bonus theories of what
bonus theories?
Ooh, everybody loves a little bonus.
Yeah, some bonus theories.
So let's get to the cast. So you have Batman. Who is it? Robert Pattinson.
Whoa.
It's not that.
Cedric Diggory.
Robert Pattinson, I think.
Whoa. The Twilight vampire. Whoa. I don't know who else, but those two were all right.
So Robert Pattinson, I think, was kind of a odd cast. I'll personally say it. I love it. I love the cast of Robert Pattinson. I didn't like the Twilight movies. That's not my thing. It was more like the teenage girls when we were in school.
You weren't Team Edward?
Team
Jacob?
Definitely not Team Jacob. Oh, he's a little dude. That's
what I thought.
I didn't see him in person, but I know people have seen him in person.
Yeah, he's like 3'2".
They have behind the scenes.
3'2".
Yeah, he was a little guy, but no, definitely not Team anybody.
Yeah.
Except Team Batman today, or Flash, because I'm wearing the shirt. But
I'm Team Edge.
Robert Pattinson, it was an odd casting. A lot of people are still 50-50 on it. I think he's going to do a really good job. I mean, for the most part, any Batman that's been in the role hasn't been too awful. Minus, I don't know, I don't like Ben Affleck recently.
Yeah.
What about some bat nipples?
Well,
let's address it early. Bat nipples are a real thing, folks.
Let's get bat nipples out there.
I wish the suit had nipples. I know we're going to get to it, but I wish the suit did have nipples.
I've never had any issue. Well, like I said, Ben Affleck, I wasn't really that into either.
I don't like him as an actor.
No,
I don't like anything he really
even
does.
back in the 90s and late 80s, like, I love the campy Batmans. Like,
yeah.
Even, like, so, Michael Keaton and, what's his name?
Val Kilmer.
Like, yeah. There was something special about those. Like, and I even still say, like, Tim Burton and design of the Batman movies just made it so 90s, like, cartoonish for me. Like, the Tim Burton Batmobile will always be my favorite Batmobile. Like,
I don't know, folks.
I love it.
This will give it a run for its money.
This one is badass. But there's something about that, like, cartoon look that I've always loved. But I'm excited for Robert Pattinson.
You think he's going to do good?
I think he's going to do good because there's this thing in the Batman universe. It seems to be a trend with them casting odd people and they end up killing it. So, like Heath Ledger. Whenever they first casted Heath Ledger as Joker, everyone was like, what are they thinking? Yeah. Like, what is this? Who is this guy? Like, he was in, 10 Things I Hate About You?
He was in Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah,
most recently before it.
Like,
of all movies, and people were like, there's no way.
Yeah, he's like in love movies, and he comes in and he slayed the Joker role. Definitely a different Joker role than what we're used to, and like you had, what's his name? I'm losing it.
Jack Nicholson.
Like, completely different, enemy.
Folks, it's
I'm
bad.
sorry.
It's bad today, folks.
I'm forgetting names left there. I've never been good with names. But I love Jack Nicholson. I'm on the spot. But I tell you what. Rose, kiss from a seal. I mean,
seal kiss from a rose?
Seal kiss from a rose.
Plays on repeat. Showers to it. Don't think about that image. Before we go any further,
kiss from a
seal. Let's get to some more people that have been casted.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alfred Pennyworth. Andy Serkis. That's awesome. I mean, he's well known for his mocap work, bringing to life Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not worried about that. I mean, even, was it Ulysses Claw? I think that's what it was in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to have a more prominent role, and I'm not going to say any spoilers, but he does.
He has that very wise, like, I know more than you at all times kind of feel to him.
Yeah, he's bringing a lot of, I'd say, stability. Just his name.
Yeah.
That name brand is powerful for the film, and I think they're really trying to load up on that with some people. Also, you have Colin Farrell as Penguin.
Again, another weird casting that might be awesome.
I thought it was Jonah Hill. Everyone thought it was. It
Yeah.
was the big speculation that everybody was thinking. Jonah Hill. I wish he was in it, because I think he was going to be a really awesome Penguin, a nice portrayal. But Colin Farrell, he's leaving me like, I don't know, blank slate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from him. I don't know, and that's kind of an uncertainty and weird feeling for me. But
I think it's the same way that everyone feels with Robert Pattinson, and I think that's why it's going to work well with this cast. Is there's so many people that really haven't had their big breakthrough yet, or it's been a while since they've had their big breakthrough. So like Colin Farrell, like I don't really remember him in anything recently really like standing out. You know,
offhand, I don't know many movies.
Yeah. But I mean, he's been around for a while. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
So I mean, he definitely has stuff that he can bring to the table and really pull off this role.
Yeah, and just so we're moving along, we're not really dragging it on with some of these characters because we've got a good bit to get to. But Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. I don't think you can have a Batman film without Catwoman.
Yeah. She plays that good dynamic, like the chaotic neutral.
Yeah, like she's always helping him.
Not necessarily on one side or the other, but that real nice right in the middle where it's confusing. But can go either way.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a completely new character that nobody knows much about other than just like I can't remember what talk show is on, but Peter Sarsgaard, what's his name? Gil Colson, I think, which is a very odd name for a district attorney, but it's not Harvey Dent. It's not the typical Two-Face that everybody is accustomed to. And from what we know, he's just a bad guy. Can't trust him. Extremely, I guess, like a pathological liar.
So a politician.
I mean, match made in heaven then. I mean, when you think about it, yeah. I mean, it's a typical politician.
Yeah.
You can't trust him, and this guy is just bad news.
Yeah. So it's really always interesting to like see a comic book movie or something from the DC universe or the Marvel universe introduce a new character, because it's like you said before, a blank slate. Like you have so much you can work with.
Yeah.
And then you can really tie them into you're basically creating a new person in an already established universe. So like it just
I think if anything it's gonna add a really strong and refreshing element, like almost kind of what you're saying. It's gonna be very refreshing. It's gonna be something new. Other than what they've released, it's a fresh take. You don't know what to expect. But what you can expect is Jim Gordon. There's always going to be a Jim Gordon to a Batman. That's played by Jeffrey Wright. I don't know too much about this guy. I mean, he definitely got a strong look. I think it's going to be a really cool casting.
Pretty sure he had a circus. Wright Brothers Circus. So you got that going for him.
Not the same Wright. And he probably doesn't even have a brother.
Yeah.
And we're going to the Riddler, because I'm puzzled right now.
That wasn't the Wright Brothers Circus. That was the Wright Brothers were the ones that invented the airplane. So I apologize. I'm thinking of the Ringley brothers. But, I mean, they might know each other. But
anyways, I was trying to segue it perfectly for the Riddler, but we have Paul Dano, kind of like a geeky guy, and I think is going to fit the role awesomely. I think even just looking at this profile and like costume design, I would love to see it on film. Just the suit with the question marks, just a bowler hat. And he's going to be a real thorn in the side of Batman. I mean, typically. But yeah, I mean, I think those are, for the most part, the main people that are cast at this point. You may have a surprise appearance by Joe Manganiello, Pittsburgh native. So, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, I know he was going to be in the original rendition of this with Ben Affleck. So, we could see Deathstroke showing up at some point. I know that they really wanted to put him in there. But let's talk about some other things that are in the film that they released and are extremely badass. Let's talk about a Batmobile, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we are throwing a picture of the Batmobile, like, here. We're putting it in here. Oh, you're going to see it.
There it is.
I hope my finger hits right there. And that's the Batmobile, I hope.
I mean, we're going to try.
If it doesn't fit there, then...
It'll be over here.
It's here!
There it is.
But the Batmobile.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It's sick.
It's such a different design than the past Batmobiles. Like, you've always had that, like, futuristic car or, like...
We had a tank in, like, the Dark Knight or the...
Tumbler.
Yeah, the Nolan trilogy. You had a tank, basically, and I love that design. I mean, who wouldn't like a tank literally just patrolling Gotham at that point?
But it almost makes it too invincible. Like, it makes it to the point where it's like, you're going to get out of anything. I like this style Batmobile because it gives it, like, a vulnerable muscle car look, and, like, honestly, what it reminds me of, and not to cross universes, but the Thomas Jane Punisher, his car he had, it reminds me of that. And what's more badass than a muscle car?
Yeah, I mean,
not very much.
Just seeing Batman in a muscle car, just flying down the streets of Gotham.
Oh, yeah.
How can you not? He's gonna be like
he looks like the Dukes of Hazzard of Gotham. Dukes of Gotham.
That's the spin-off. Yeehaw! Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about it. When I seen that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally on board now. I know we talked about the bat suit. I like it. I think you're more on the higher side, like the 50-50 for me. Like, you like this suit.
Yeah, I think this suit really kind of... So what I was saying I didn't like about past Batmobiles with the futuristic look is what I like about this Batsuit. It looks futuristic. You still got, like, the gadget look to it, where, I mean, the Nolan Batman, like, his gadgets were very obvious. Right. This one, I feel like it's going to be stealthier, more futuristic looking. But it just looks... I mean, it definitely bulks him up, because Robert Pattinson is a smaller guy.
Yeah, it's bulky. Like, not in, like... He's not, like, armor-plated, but it's just, like, there's something there. Yeah. It definitely makes him bigger.
So his vampire muscles. And I'm under that suit. But, yeah, there's just something about it. I think it just looks slick.
Yeah, well, he still has the
gadget
belt, the gadget belt, the bat belt.
The bat belt.
Whatever the heck it is. Still has... yeah, it still has that, so you're getting the typical Batman pieces and elements there. But he has like wrist, like forearm gauntlets. They have like darts. I don't know what that is.
Is it not like the?
No, so you don't have the typical like wings, like
the winged gauntlets.
And you don't have that in this one. They are like darts, and it looks about this big. I don't know what it's for. Maybe he's hunting down werewolves and vampires now.
Oh my God, Batman, werewolf hunter.
Team Jacob returns.
Oh my God, crossover. Batman, the Twilight.
So that's a crossover. I definitely don't want. But
be behind it.
You're behind it?
Yeah, I'd be behind it.
You're the only one, maybe. But there was something that was released and. Like I think it was like a full, I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds of the film, and they took it down. I guess you might be able to find it probably. I don't know, but it was a guy. And spoiler warning, I guess if this messes up any plots, I don't know.
Spoilers.
But it's a guy that's in like bandages, and a lot of people were thinking Hush was in the film. Supposedly it's going to be the Riddler is taking on this. I don't know, this scene, whatever that causes it. But the guy's in bandages, and it says no more lies. So a lot of people are tying this back to the new district attorney, Gil Colson, in that regard, thinking that because he's just a bad person, lies a lot. You know, so I think that scene, like seeing that little bit, was pretty cool. I'm sorry to the person that released it. You're definitely fired at this point.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely don't have a job. And if you do, I hope you do. Yeah, you're not getting. You're not
spoilers out of DC like that.
You're totally making no money now, and you're going to be buried for like the rest of your life. But I think that scene, like, I don't know if we can put it in the film or in the video today, but like, try finding this stuff if you want. It's just a cool image. Like, I'm excited about that. What else were we talking about? We were talking about the Joker. What about the Joker? Supposedly Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp might be in the Joker role. Now, pose a good question. Do you want to see Johnny Depp take up the mantle of the Joker? Or do you want to see Joaquin Phoenix return? What would you prefer?
So, the first issue right off the bat is I have been an advocate for slowing down with the Joker roles. I feel like we're putting way too many Joker roles out there. I mean, just in the past 10 years, you've had 4 different Jokers.
So you're telling me you don't like Jared Leto?
No, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I don't like Jared Leto as Joker.
Bring Jared Leto back.
Don't do it.
No, don't bring him back. I don't care for him.
I feel like Jared Leto just like, regardless of the bad writing for Suicide Squad, he tried doing the method acting. I feel like he tried trumping Heath Ledger. Like, that was his thing.
How do you live up to that? And I'll tell you what, he wrote the formula of how not to do it.
I'm going to tell you exactly how you live. So this is the perfect example I'm going to use of how you live up to that.
Let's hear it.
You don't try to overdo it. Perfect example, and this is way out there, Will Smith as Genie in Aladdin. He knew he didn't want to try to be better than Robin Williams, but he wanted to do the role justice.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that like people need to take in consideration when they're doing these roles where they're following these footsteps, and I think this might also play for Robert Pattinson, is don't try to one-up the person before you. Try to respect the role and play it the way it's written.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and I don't know how Christian Bale acts or anything, but I feel like he kind of got lucky with his role because, first of all, you had such a big time distance in between the last Batman movie and the first movie in Nolan's trilogy.
Yeah.
But also, it was like almost a different style because you were coming out of that very comic book, cartoony kind of atmosphere.
Just 90s, early 2000s. It was,
and you were going to a very real life, realistic Batman, so you could make your own Batman.
Yeah.
This movie almost seems like it's kind of blending those two. You're getting a little bit of the comic 90s with the realism of the Nolan trilogy. So I think you can really take this role and run with it.
Yeah, but do you think that this Joker is going to be like anchored in a world, how would I say, anchored in a world like The Dark Knight or even just the Nolan trilogy where everything's so like realistic and like there was like almost like a political type of theme kind of throughout? Like, I mean, a lot of movies have like that theme-ish type of thing, but do you think he's going to be fitting in a world like that, or are we going more towards like a Arkham Asylum, or are we getting more comic book related? Is that where we're going?
That's, and I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but yes,
just go, baby.
That is like what I definitely hope we're going more towards is an Arkham Asylum, with that more deranged, maniacal Joker, not so much the like thought out plan Heath Ledger kind of Joker.
Okay.
Like, I want that straight, brutal maniacalness, like the schizophrenia.
Okay, so you wanted this New 52.
Yes. Well,
New 52, like peeling off his face?
No, not that far.
Okay, not that crazy.
I was like, oh, let's pull it back a little bit.
Well, hey, you want it crazy.
I want that maniacal, though.
Okay.
Just not as much, because I feel like the New 52 was more of the Gotham, the TV show. Like, that was more of the New 52 Joker.
Yes.
I didn't really watch Gotham that much, but I feel like that was closer.
Yeah, he took his face off. It was weird. They said he was Joker, but he's not the Joker.
Yeah.
People were like, I don't know. Who cares?
But, so to get back to the original thing, I think Johnny Depp is good at becoming his character. I think he'll do a good Joker. It's just, the Jared Leto issue is, what are we writing for this Joker? Johnny Depp can play anything. He's shown that before.
Oh, yeah.
You write a script, and he's going to act it to the best of his ability, but it comes down to, at that point, what is being written for him?
So, like, are you saying you want Johnny Depp or Phoenix?
I think Johnny Depp is going to be better for this. I feel like
you want a new take on him.
Yeah, I feel like Phoenix is his own Joker. I feel like he doesn't need to be involved in this universe.
Okay.
Because he stood so well on his own. I think
True.
Creating a new Joker in this new universe that they're making with this younger group is going to give it some longevity down the road, 5 years. Like, maybe more something like MCU's trying to do. Like,
just playing
instead of just, and this goes back to what I was saying before, like, rewriting new Jokers and new Batmans, let's finally get a good group that is going to be able to be in it for the long haul for the next 5 or 10 years. And I think this seems like they might have finally got a good casting for it.
So, I like that thought, but I wanna go against the grain on you because I think Phoenix was amazing. It was absolutely fantastic to the point that, like, if you've seen the ending of this movie, or if you haven't, go watch it. But the ending of the movie is just awesome. And I think it leaves you wanting so much more. And the issue is that he has said that, I don't want to do the role again or whatever, I'm just like, you're leaving the people wanting so much more. And it was a great standalone film. No doubt, I can't argue with it. But he's leaving everybody wanting for more. And I want that Joker. I want that portrayal. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Give it to me!
Oh, jeez, Bautista. Oh, Lord.
Give me what I want! Give it to me!
Yeah, but the good thing with that, though, so I respect actors that, and again, this is a respect thing, they knew that they did well, they were received well, and they knew when to stop. So, in 5 years from now, they're like, you know what, like, we got this great script. And Phoenix is like, you know what, I'll do it again. Now you're building up that anticipation that makes it that much better.
But then you're going to get down the whole of, if you have Johnny Depp doing it, if he knocks it out of the park, people are not going to want Phoenix. And I think he has so much more to give. I've never been a big fan of his. I mean, I'm trying to think the only other movie I've seen him in, Walk Hard or Walk the Line.
Walk Hard.
Walk Hard's a great one, but Walk the Line, the Johnny
you never seen
Johnny Cash.
You've seen Signs.
Man. Yeah, how long ago was that? But I haven't seen a lot of movies, and I'm not a big fan of his, but I'm on board. I'm totally on board.
But so, and to get us back going, wrap this Joker thing up, do you see Phoenix's Joker fitting into this universe just based off the graphics and the style of it? Because I feel like it's like...
I mean, that's a good question.
It's very different graphically, design. So, for instance, these Funko Pops. Take this Joker right here and mesh it with this Batman over here. They don't really complement each other well. Like, it's
very true.
Two different graphic looks.
But I don't know if they necessarily released a timeline of when this movie's taking place, but it may align with that movie in some way. So, I mean, it's not 100% that Johnny Depp's going to get the role, but, I mean, a lot of people are thinking he is, and if you're tying his name to it, he's probably getting it. Like, who else is going to get that role other than Phoenix?
Yeah.
That just recently did it. Like, that role's his for the taking if he wants it, but Johnny Depp will take that role, if he really wants it.
I think that's my biggest thing is I feel like you'd be mixing, like, Tim Burton, like, graphics with Batman with, like, a Nolan universe. And I don't think it meshes right.
I'll agree to disagree.
But anyways.
Yeah, but no, I think to even get back to, you even mentioned the tone. So, like, the Arkham Asylum, I know we both want to go there. Like, we played the games, we love them. Oh my lord, I think I played Arkham City 100 million hours at this point. So I love that whole scene, that dark tone, that comic book vibe, all those things. And that's definitely where we want it to go, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. At least we're on the same page for something today.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah. So, Phoenix is the Joker, not Johnny Depp. It may be Johnny Depp. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, all right.
But I think we can get to some bonus stuff. What do you think?
What kind of bonus stuff are you thinking? Are you thinking it's maybe some theories?
I think theories are the way we should go.
For some theories.
Okay, so let's set the table of not this table, but the table for this theory is, or theories is, what do we want to see in this film? And then honestly, it doesn't have to align to what it is right now. Like, this can be out there. I think mine is going to go more in a direction of just what I want personally, and hopefully I can align it as much as I can with what we got going on.
Okay.
And I don't know why I did align with this, but I want to hear yours first. I don't know. I just want to hear it. What do you got for me?
To start out with the things I want to see in this, I want to see dark. I don't want to see like the Ben Affleck Batman dark. I want to see actual dark Batman. I'm not talking about like blood and gore and stuff like that.
Not New 52.
No, New 52. But I want to see that like where you're almost scared to watch. Like,
Okay.
I want to see dark images. Like, I want to see Gotham at night. I want to feel like Gotham is a dark city. Felt like in the Nolan series, Gotham really just wasn't that dark. Like, it was always like, it was like you're walking through New York City expecting Spider-Man to come. I know it's a different universe, but expecting Spider-Man to come like flying through skyscrapers and stuff. Like, it was just too light. Batman is supposed to be dark, so that's one of the biggest things I want to see is darkness.
Okay.
With that, I also want to see some action.
Okay.
Like, everyone wants to see some action.
I want to
Batman movies.
I want to see some Batman kick some ass.
Exactly. So, with that being said, my theory. So, without going too in depth into a setting, I want to see the uprising of these villains kind of owning their role. I mean, the one thing with these villains in the past where they kind of like, they were already kind of twisted in a normal sense, and then they had something that just pushed them over, and they developed their character. At the same time, I also feel that it's kind of like Bruce Wayne. Like, it was kind of the same thing. Yeah. I want to see these characters all coming up at the same time, but I really want to see the ending. I like, not necessarily hinting towards a sequel, but I almost want to see Batman lose at the end. And like kind of leave on a cliffhanger with these villains finally coming up, like they're finally taking Gotham.
Alright.
Like, Gotham is now turning and is taking control.
Alright.
And then you're setting yourself up for like an Arkham Asylum. Like, so maybe at the end, like you have like the Riddler had this huge plot for like Batman to fall into, but he knew he needed the Joker, and he knew he needed the District Attorney, however his character is going to play out. Mm-hmm. And they all kind of come together because they know they have this one thing stopping them from taking over Gotham.
Alright, so I love it, and there's actually some similarities in yours to mine, and you're kind of taking the direction I want to go. So picture this. Now, I know this does not fit with things that they've released, but picture a Sin City-esque looking Gotham in Batman film.
Like,
so like
Sin
that,
City, the movie Sin City?
Yeah, like the black and gray, and then like your splashes of color. Like, I just want to see like the reds. Like when Batman, like, you know,
punches someone.
Yeah, punches someone, and then their nose is just like pouring out blood. Mm-hmm. I just want to see that red, that color. I think that would be awesome. And obviously, it's not going there. For future, if I was directing one, it's definitely Sin City.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that would be really cool. But yeah, so you have like this slew of characters. They're definitely building like their rogues gallery. They're getting to that point where they're getting all these villains. And I think where mine kind of goes is where they're all conspiring together. You have Catwoman as the main love interest, and like you said, she is that chaotic neutral. She's sitting in the middle, and you think in this whole film, she's completely on Batman's side. Like, we need to take down like this district attorney. Like, it's not good for Gotham. And like, I think you're gonna see all these villains that they have in this film. Mm-hmm. Like, they're almost gonna be aligned with Batman to some degree, but towards the end they're definitely gonna be turning. But so where this kind of gets very weird is, so she conspires against Batman, and all these villains come together, and at the very end, Batman is getting locked up in Arkham Asylum. Okay? So as opposed to having like all these people like running Gotham and things like that, I think having that dynamic of Batman in Arkham Asylum. Now, if you have played, the Telltale Games, he was locked up in there with the Joker. And I recently revisited that game and that storyline, and I was like, that would be an amazing thing. Like, even if maybe he meets him and they're like, don't have the Joker in this film, or like leave some people out, and have Batman meet some people in Arkham Asylum, you know. But I think having Batman be like delusional, and at the very end, like I thought the end credits scene would be like Batman's locked up, you have a doctor walking in, you know, or like some like assistant saying, you know, the doctor's gonna see you now, he'll be in or whatever. Then in walks Dr. Crane. All Scarecrow. Right. You love Scarecrow. Everyone does. I love the Arkham series style. That really horror aspect. I want that.
That's very Marvel of you, because that's a similar thing that Marvel does. They always like kind of tease characters that aren't necessarily in yet, but you know, like, so if you're a big DC fan, you're gonna know who that is. Yeah, like, you know that's Scarecrow, but they're not Scarecrow yet. Yeah, like I love that. You have to tease. We're building a universe. We're getting it all together. We want to have this cast for like 5 years down the road, 5 films, whatever. But I think that's where we want to go. Yeah, I agree 100%. I love it.
But let us know what you think about our theories. What do you think about the film? All the things that we talked about, we're definitely excited. We got some time to see more to come out, everything like that. But like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell to see our pretty faces once again. Follow us on Facebook, social media platforms, all that good stuff. Check out our other videos. We want to see your comments, your feedback. Tell us what you love. But other than that, I think we're going to send it home for everybody at home watching us. Thanks for stopping by. Talk Culture.